Hey everybody, welcome back to Astronaut Lounge. I'm Poppa Stonks. Today we have Aeterna DeFi. Aeterna is a whole ecosystem offering their holders passive income through multiple revenue streams. We have Acer here with us, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the project after he introduces himself.
Hello, thank you for having
Welcome.
us. Papa, thank you for hosting our AMA. My name's Acer. I am one of the co-founders of Aeterna. I have been in the space since 2017. Prior to that, I was working in digital marketing, and I have a IoT firm. So that's what I do in real life. My co-founder, my partner, is an executive at an oil company. You might hear my cat in the background. And yeah, we're looking to build this out to be a real business. And cat. And then yeah, we've been at this for a while now. We basically launched last year, and we got the Certic audit, and through that process, we migrated the contract, and now we're looking at doing a V2. I can go into
All
more
right,
detail.
sorry. Yeah, sorry. I was just sharing the link out different places, throwing it in some private chats. Um, yeah. So, will you tell us why you had to end up migrating to a V2, and
Yeah.
how did how did the V1 go, and what's going on with the original holders?
Yeah, so great question. So V1 went really well. We had a pre-sale that we were able to, I think we were like 13 BNB shy of our hard cap. That's a 2000 BNB hard cap. And we filled that up in, I think, 4 days. After launch, we were doing a lot of marketing. After launch, we hit, I think, 16 or 17x within 5 days. And then after that, Luna hit. So when the Luna crash happened, it wrecked the market. But our contract was undergoing Certic audit then, and I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with how long the Certic audit usually takes, but it's a lengthy process. So by the time that we got our preliminary report back, it was the chart didn't really look so good, and Certic had some suggestions that they gave it when they returned the preliminary report to us. They had recommendations, and we made amendments to the contract, and also we removed some stuff from the version 1 that seemed to hinder our growth, which was like the rebase tokenomic system. And so we have set the contract. We reduced the supply to only 20 million, and yeah, we're migrating holders. Before we paused trading, and we informed the community about this, the whole process, even before the V2s. We let everyone know. And actually, the people that are still holding now, a majority of them are diamond hands who haven't sold a single token since pre-sale of V1. And so a lot of them are, most of them, a majority of them are people who believe in the vision. And yeah, they've been waiting since then very patiently. And yeah, the percentage of that airdrop is going to be very minimal. It's like 12% of the supply, so it's not going to be significant.
Is there going to be is there going to be any vesting for them, or obviously, I guess we could start off with, is there going to be any vesting for this pre-sale?
So there's no vesting. What we're doing instead, because we realize when we vest, there's going to be sell pressure whenever the vesting period ends, and so we wanted to approach this differently, where instead we are giving bonus tokens as incentives for people to hold, and those will be vested 10% a month for 10 months. And so as we're parsing that out, if any of them sell within that period, then they forfeit the rest of their tokens. So we are looking to make it a yeah, instead of limiting it, you want to make it easier by giving them incentive to hold.
Okay, and So how long, how long do they need to hold? And how long are those?
That's for the 10 months. So if they want to get their
For 10
full
months?
airdrop, bonus airdrop of 100% of their bonus airdrop, then they have to hold 10 months.
Okay. And what kind of so you got 12. All right. So let's start. You got 12% coming from V1,
Hmm.
and how much is set aside for the bonus airdrops that are vested for those 10 months?
Give me a second to find that out. It is, I think, 8%. Yeah.
8%.
So
So
it's,
you got 20
yeah.
there. And is that
Basically,
only for the V1 holders?
yeah. So that's actually going to be portioned off. So that's already, um, so when we launch with the migration, when that whole process takes place, there's going to be 30% that goes into PCS. So 12% of that is for the V1, and the rest is open PCS, right? Um, the other 8% that is dispersed throughout the 10-month period, and that's coming from supply that we've set aside. So it's not going to be coming from the PCS supply.
Okay. Well, in order for it to come from the PCS supply, it would have to be bought back and then
Yeah,
done
yeah, yeah,
that way.
exactly.
Okay. And what are the tokenomics going to be on the token itself?
So actually, it was supposed to be 9.9, but after discussing it with the team and yeah, the community, we have changed it to 5.10. So yeah, the 5 percent for buy tax and 10% for sell tax.
And what are those taxes allocated to?
We're gonna go to wait. Actually, it's here. I have it right here. Can you give me a second? So we have for buy tax, it's 3% to marketing wallet, 1% to the lottery, 1% to the LP. For sell tax, it's 6% for marketing, 3% for development, 1% lottery, and 1% LP. Yeah, we actually have a percent for buy and sell going straight to the lottery, which is one of the utilities that we're going to be going live with at launch. We have a BNB lottery, and
Hmm.
it's a $1 buy-in if you're an Aeterna holder and a $2 buy-in if you're not. So it's open to basically everyone, because the way that we're looking to market this project is we're looking to incorporate a hybrid marketing strategy. So with our years of my years of digital marketing, my background, we are incorporating some traditional marketing with what we're doing. So we're gonna have like banner ads, and we have found a way to bypass restrictions when it comes to advertising on social media platforms. A big restriction that they have is that they do not allow projects to advertise cryptocurrency projects, right? Because of
Hmm.
because of it being high risk. But what we're doing is we're actually going to be promoting our utilities and also the community hub that we're building. So when we're going live now, we're going to be going live with 4 utilities. The lottery, BB lottery, which is going to have 3 draws a day, every 8 hours. And then we have an escrow system, which is going to be our safe trading platform, which will have functionalities for trading products, services, and P2P trading. And then we also have a safe swap for vetted tokens that we feel share the same values as our ecosystem. And then we have staking that is going to go live at launch, all 4 of those. And then we're actually we've been developing a secret utility in the background for the last several months. Actually, yeah, since October last year, which is going to be a centralized community hub. It's a social media platform that we're building. And I hope, you guys can stay until the very end where we're going to be sharing footage of what it actually looks like.
Yes, and that will be after we stop the recording,
Mm-hmm.
so everybody here at the end is going to get to see that alpha just for the lounge. So please stick around. Let's talk about the staking real quick, since that's going to be live at launch.
Yeah.
Do you have a portion of the supply allocated for the staking,
Yeah.
or yeah? So it's paying out in native staking. Is there going to be
Mhm.
any tax going in or out, or any locking periods on that?
Yeah, so we do have tokens allocated. I'm pretty sure the token allocation is around 28%, 25 to 30% is what we've allocated for staking. It's to be able to match the PCS supply. We have the staking is actually going to be very easy to use. It's not where we don't really believe in like setting up like lock periods. So what we're actually going to be doing is there is going to be a fee for harvesting and for unstaking stuff like that. But it's people are free to do with it as they wish. It's their bags. Um, Initially, we look to start off with a pretty high APY to make it to incentivize people to stake. But as more people use the platform, we foresee that the APY might be reduced over time.
Yeah, of course. And also with the staking pool, the amount of tokens in the staking pool matching the PCS supply, that essentially dilutes your circulating supply, um, kind of doubles it in the long run. Once those are all out of the staking, now with with the tax for harvesting and unstaking, that is going back into the pool to keep
Mm-hmm.
that sustainable.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. That alongside the tokens that we've set aside. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And do you have any idea, like you said, the initial APY is going to be pretty high, so you have any idea like how high it's going to be?
I can't give that number. I hope it's within like closest 100. But I can't really give a fixed number on that yet. We
Okay.
want to the way we really want to do this is we're looking long term, and we want to make sure it's sustainable. So we don't really want to give something that speak too soon, and then we won't be able to um, live up to it.
No, no, definitely, definitely. I mean, any staking pool, has to be sustainable. You can't just have some outrageous APY. Yes, you can start off with a higher APY initially, just to reward the early stakers, the early holders, and um, and then step it down to make it more sustainable as it goes.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Yeah, especially over time. As we hope more people will stake their tokens. Yeah.
Now with this, so let's step over to the swap. You said it's a safe swap, so these projects are going to be vetted. Who's going to be doing the vetting on these projects, and what's going
We
to
will.
be
So
like the criteria?
yeah, so we're gonna make sure that they're all audited. They're all the teams, the projects are KYC'd. I don't believe that we're going to be launching tokens from the swap directly unless the teams have previous experience. So all of this ties in actually with the community hub that we're building. The community hub that we're building is going to have a Wikipedia of sorts and a Cryptopedia. So the Cryptopedia is going to have information about different teams, different projects, and the history of the space of DeFi. And what we look to do is, as we build that repository up and build up the information for the people who are coming in, we will be able to select who we trust and who are the trustworthy people in space who we believe can actually launch safe projects. And perhaps we would launch their projects from the swap. But before that, we will only be listing projects that are guaranteed to be safe. So they probably have been in the space for a while already.
Okay, so when you say launching these projects from the swap, are you going to be actually holding the liquidity on there?
Eventually, if that's what they choose, we have the option to. We have that built into our system, so we can. But if that's what they choose, we will give the projects their option to be able to do what they will. But if they are going to be on our swap, then we will have prerequisites that they will need to fulfill.
Okay, like are they going to need to be obviously, like audited,
Yeah.
KYC'd?
Mm-hmm.
Um, And
audit the KYC.
you know,
They're probably going to need to have a utility that they have in mind,
yeah,
team, something like that. Like, unless they're going hard degen, and then they have to have like an actual community behind it that's backing them. So the way that we want to build this out is that we really believe that it's all about community. This is why we're building out that community hub. It's a
mhm,
centralized place for people to come together, and the idea behind the, the setting up the space is that we understand that crypto is very daunting. It's a difficult thing to just dip your toes into. There's a very steep learning curve, and it gets expensive, right? And we
mhm,
also, as we've experienced, and I'm sure many of you guys have experienced too, like getting into crypto, it's not an easy thing, and it's hard to bring our friends and our family in because the space is rife with people who have intentions that only serve themselves, right? And so our idea behind creating this ecosystem is creating a safe space for people to come in, because we see, as things cycle in and out with ebb and flow of the market, as this bear cycle is closing out and the bull cycle's coming in, we foresee a huge influx of new people coming into the space as well. And so we want to set up this platform to be able to make it user friendly and easily accessible for the new people. So they're going to have these resources where they can actually do their research. Because in a lot of projects you hear them say, do your own research, but it's very hard for people who don't understand what's going on to be able to do that. And so we want to be able to have a place where they can do that.
awesome. So, is there going to be any like? So you said so with Degen, somebody just wanted to launch a Degen or a meme token, and with no utility, nothing, just but they would need a community behind them. So, say if I wanted to launch something, I would uh I would pass those prerequisites to launch on there.
Of course, of course, because we know you. We trust that your project's gonna be safe. That's the thing. It's like they can launch a project if they have previous experience and there's a community that vouches for them, then that's fine, right? But if it's just a random dev who's just it's his first project and he has no experience in the space, and we can't verify whether or not he's trustworthy, to hold funds to run a project, if he's actually going to, you know, be working at it after the first day, after the first week, it's very easy to just start a project, right? And it's even easier to just let a
Hmm.
project die. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Tell somebody just posted a rug in here that I just banned. I actually bought it. I actually bought it after I deleted it. I deleted it and then I checked the chart and I bought it. It was like 500 market cap and rug at 600. So, you know, uh, it happens. But I banned them. Um, so, what kind of fees? What kind of fees are there going to be to list on the swap, and or fees to actually trade on the swap? Where's the revenue coming from?
So all of our utilities have it's built out to generate revenue, right? And this is why we are not
Mhm.
putting a barrier to entry by holding Aeterna tokens to be able to use it. So for the lottery, for the escrow, for the swap, and for the staking as well, there are going to be fees. And for the swap, it's very minimal. I think it's comparable to what PCS has. Yeah, it's going to be very minimal. For the escrow, I think it's $5 per transaction, and then a 1% of the fee, of the total. And then for the lottery, yeah, it's $1 if you're an Eternal holder and $2 if you're not. So a portion of all of that. So the fees are going to be going into this thing we call a macro LP. So this is how we foresee creating this circular economy that is going to basically sustain itself, because our vision is removing the reliance on volume. So, but we understand that volume is necessary at the start, to get things rolling. But
Mhm.
after we generate revenue with the utilities, and especially with the community hub, which are going to run ads, and that's something I'd like to touch on a little bit later as well. It's about how much we can earn from the ad revenue for crypto investors, because advertisers pay a higher rate for every 1,000 views if the niche is crypto or finance. So a lot of these fees, basically all the fees, are going to go into this macro LP, and a portion of that is going to go back to buy back the chart, and as well as be returned to investors in the form of dividends.
Okay, and those dividends, what are those going to be paid out in? Are those going to be paid out in the native token, or are those going to be
No, in
paid
BNB.
out in BNB?
Yeah,
Awesome.
BNB, and all the fees are going to be they're going to be coming in as BNB. So the macro LP is going to be filling up as the treasury in BNB. Yeah.
I think TG is just broken today. And what made you, what made you decide to pay it out in BNB? Obviously,
I mean, I think people prefer that, and I don't want people to wreck the chart too, by selling. If we reward them
yeah,
in native token, they might just wreck the chart. This is something actually we learned from V1, was that when things were going and V1, so V1 got hit by Luna, and once that happened, the chart started going down, and we did what we could to survive and to sustain ourselves. But after a while, people were just selling off, taking rewards and full bags, and it was kind of wrecking liquidity. So what we realized was, if we are gonna give people something, especially in the form of dividends, it's not really very helpful to give them native tokens that they're probably gonna end up selling. Especially if we're gonna buy back the chart as well. So it's just didn't really work. Especially
yeah,
since all
yeah.
our token supply is like only 20 million.
And so when you are buying back the chart, those tokens are going, towards replenishing the staking, right?
Yeah. So buybacks and all that. It's actually So we have different strategies going into this. So our strategies are actually going to be pretty diverse. We're doing some stuff that not many people have seen. I mean, we haven't really seen it done around much, but the way that we're looking to do this is we have some strategies in place that's going to help us build up on the floor and also create a backup of token supplies.
Yeah, 100%. This swap, and is it going to be cross chain? And are you going to be able to hold liquidity of both ETH or BSC or
So
multi-chain?
initially it is only BSC, but it is built that it can support cross chain. So that is something that we will be implementing as we build. But we're really just focused on launching it and then building. So right now, I'm not sure if I mentioned, but the whole team got KYC'd a couple weeks ago. So our whole core team got KYC'd by Assure. And so it's me, my co-founder, and then John. And then we onboarded onto our core team a director of a development company who's going to be helping us develop the utilities moving forward. It's a development company in South Africa called Northroom. So we onboarded them and we partnered with them to keep helping us develop. So they're the ones actually building our community hub right now, and we've been working with them secretly in the background for the last couple of months.
Yeah, I don't think you've even told me about it yet. So,
That actually just closed that deal like maybe 4 days ago. Actually, the day that we got the KYC done. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm getting the alpha with everybody else. I don't even feel so special now.
I totally forgot, dude. My brain is super, like, I have so many things going on. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, dude,
Oh, it's all good.
it's so
Um,
crazy what's going on.
All right. So initially, the swap will just be on BSC, and so you're kind of just are you running, like an API through PancakeSwap, um, unless they want to hold the liquidity with you?
Yeah. So actually, the way it's built out is that it's a standalone, but it does have PancakeSwap integration. The thing is that's different is that Ethereum token itself is going through the PancakeSwap router. So the only ones that are going to be through our router on the swap are the ones that we place there secondary. So let's say if we want to onboard whatever project and have them on the swap, then we can place them on that through our router. But we do have PancakeSwap integration tied to it.
Okay. And I know there's a fee, to use the swap, obviously, just like PancakeSwap.
Yeah,
But is there a fee to list? You guys are vetting these projects and everything else. So is there a fee for listing on there,
that's something that
just
we
like
are
any
thinking
other
about.
exchange?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to have something like that. But the way that we're looking at it is actually, we're considering whether or not to make a launch pad, if I'm being honest with you guys, because that's
Mhm.
something that was part of our plans. But there's just so many launch pads coming up, and it's don't really we feel that it's not really in the best interest of the space to um, just fill the space with just random stuff that there are already other places that are doing it good. You know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
when we could just create stuff that is a supporting mechanism. So how we look to do this is instead with the swap, we look to integrate an incubation service, incubation system. So instead of being a launch pad, we will instead help incubate projects.
Okay. And what's that going to entail? Incubating a project is a lot of work, especially
Yeah,
while you're working on your own project. So are you going to have a special team that is dedicated to that? And
yeah, yeah. That's a great question. So actually, the way that we're looking to do this incubation thing is it's going to tie in with the community hub later on. Once we do have area, the community hub running, that is going to help us to keep track of all of these other things going. And because area itself is going to be a marketing platform for us. The main idea behind it is that we're creating a social media platform. That's what area is. It's going to be a platform that has a forum, it has Telegram integration, so it has live chat, it has live streams, a live launch list. It's going to have a crypto Wikipedia, it's going to have a store, it's going to have profile pages. So let's say, for example, Astronaut Lounge, Papa, you want to make an Astronaut Lounge page. So on that page, it's going to have people can just chill on your page all day. There's going to be Telegram integrated onto it, and then you can put your bulletins, whatever news you have. They can be long form forum posts, long form discussions, and like this. Whenever you have AMAs, it can be live streamed through the website, through our Aeterna Radio and our podcasts, and so the idea behind this is that we're creating this full ecosystem. The utilities are just there as a supporting mechanism. What we really want to do is bring the communities together because crypto is about communities, and that's how we're going to grow this. It's about bringing all the communities together, and it's about changing the narrative because the narrative is us versus them. It's about our
hmm
project being better than your project. It's like buy ours, don't buy theirs, right? But that can only take the space so far. In order for this space to grow, we need to collaborate with each other, right? And we need to grow as a whole. And within the whole, there are small pockets of different communities, but all moving towards the same goal, right? And so that's what we look to create with the social media platform with Area. And if you're an investor, for example, you can just make a profile page and you can follow all the projects that you're invested in. And so you can keep track of all of that. And yeah, we like to do, hopefully, put something out there that the people need.
Yeah, 100%. And so that's pretty cool. So if I'm running an AMA here in my lounge, it'll be live streamed
Yeah.
over there on my profile on there. That's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, on your profile page and on the centralized page, there'll be anyone, because we're gonna have a centralized news page, the landing page when everyone before they log in. So on the
Mm.
centralized page, it's gonna show all the live AMAs. So even if they're not a part of the Astronaut Lounge community, they can see it there, and they'll be able to see the number of listeners and stuff. So it will be able to help bring exposure as well to different projects.
Yeah, for sure. Um, and so, when people sign up for this, when they join up over there, do they need to provide an email address?
Mm. Yeah.
Uh,
So it's
and
web.
are you going to be? It's
Sorry, can you?
what'd you say?
Um, yeah, it's Web 2 integrated. So there's email address, which is Web 1. We have that, and we also have Web 2, which is login through Google or Facebook.
Okay. Now, um, with that being said, obviously there is some kind of data collection. Um, are you going to monetize that at all? Are you going to, try and monetize that, sell some data? Um,
Yeah, that is part of the model, but the way that we look to do it is differently. As I mentioned, the so if I could go into it a little bit. So the way that when you advertise on ad networks, how it works, if you guys aren't familiar, is like there are different rates for different niches, right? So for example, if you are a publisher, let's say you have a YouTube channel, right, and you have AdSense. So once your AdSense is live, whenever you run commercials on your videos, you get a fee, you get a percentage from all what the advertiser pays YouTube, right? And it
mm,
depends on what niche you have. So let's say, for example, your niche is gossip and celebrity culture, right? Or music. That is maybe
mm,
$3 to $10 every 1,000 views. In comparison, crypto and finance is around $150 for every 1,000 views. So that the range it varies significantly, right? So because crypto can pull in a lot with regards to advertising rates, the platform itself, which is gonna be basically a publisher, will be able to sell ad spots on the website for a premium. And when that comes in, that's going to go back into the macro LP as well and support the chart. And yeah.
mm-hmm. Okay. Well, yeah, selling the ad space is, that's different. What I'm talking about is selling the data collection.
Yeah.
So email addresses,
Oh, no. We will not be
Facebook
selling that.
accounts.
No, of course not. But what we will be doing is so as I said, we're approaching this differently. So the data that we're gathering, we're going to be running an internal model, which will be able to help us select which advertisements are more appropriate for our website. Because how these things work, if we're not partnered with an ad network, we actually are the ones that select which ads go live on the platform.
Mm.
Yeah, but we will
And
not be selling email addresses or
okay,
account information. Yeah.
all right, yeah, that's I mean, obviously, it's legal. It is legal
Yeah.
to do. It's
Yeah, but we will
yeah,
not.
that's I just that's why I asked because with it being Web 1 and 2 integrated, you are collecting data and storing data.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but we're actually doing it for a different purpose. The reason why we're doing it is actually to be able to do email marketing, which is a strategy that we're incorporating as well.
okay. Um, Now tell me a little bit about the escrow service.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So the escrow service actually has three different functionalities. There is product, trading. There is service for services, and there is P2P crypto trading. The products is basically like, for example, if I were to buy something from you, we will open a transaction. I send the funds to the smart contract that gets created, and then after you send me the product, I will release the contract will release the funds to you, right? And on the off chance if somebody's trying to scam the other person, the person who paid for the product can actually press an appeal button that's gonna freeze the transaction, and then it's gonna report it to us. It's gonna flag it, and then the whole chat history, the chat log, is saved onto the blockchain for us to look over and then analyze to see who's in the right.
Okay.
So that's how the appeal function. That's how it works for the three different functionalities of the escrow.
All right. So, if I wanted to, that's the P2P thing. I guess I don't really understand. I could see doing that on a centralized exchange or something,
Yeah,
but in DeFi, if somebody wanted to, buy one crypto with another, they could just use a bridge.
yeah.
So why would uh, why would people pay to do it this way?
Because what we want to do is we want to kind of bypass the centralized exchanges. So how we look for this to happen is, let's say, for example, if you want to buy fiat to crypto, let's say you want to send PayPal to somebody who's going to send you crypto in return, right? So it's actually built off of the P2P model of Binance. That's how we have it set up. So we just wanted to provide that functionality for people if they want to be able to use it.
Okay. So these people would have to actually be in contact with each other. Is there any
Yes.
way, well, is it going to be after the platform is up, the community platform, the community hub, to where they can actually speak to each other, or people can find each other, maybe try and sell services or list things um, that they are trying to do for this P2P.
No, actually, how it's made is we have a bulletin board made into the escrow. So if you want to open a trade, you can just put it up in the bulletin board and somebody can answer it. So yeah, it's tied into, but it will be integrated onto the platform for sure later on. And actually, what we want to do with the escrow is also be able to embed it onto different websites. So we're going to be able to make it into a widget and have it embedded onto different websites.
And so if somebody is sending, PayPal to somebody, this crypto is already locked into this escrow contract.
Mm-hmm.
Well, say, how do you verify that somebody received their money on PayPal or not?
Let's say when I send funds on PayPal, I get there's a receipt, right? So that would be sent. So let's say two people, person A, person B. Person A is sending PayPal,
Mhm.
and then person B is sending tokens, right? So in that exchange, what would happen would be that when the person B puts the tokens in the smart contract, and then person A sends the PayPal, he's gonna have his receipt that he sent it, and the receipt is gonna have the information, the email address, and everything. And then so if person B says that, because like as we mentioned, there's gonna be a chat log, so all that information has to be placed beforehand. So if the information that person A shows verifies that the transaction actually went through, even though person B is like lying and saying he never got it, but there's paper trail, then we have to say that person A has to prove, right? So that's what we're using. That's how we're building it out initially, but later on, if there are going to be transactions within local regions, then they could use whatever form of transaction they have. It might not even need to be PayPal.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind selling. I already do, but I wouldn't mind having an escrow service to widen my availability of people to buy, purchase some crypto off of me
Yeah, for
for
sure.
fiat.
For sure. Yeah. So it is something that we're trying to also, because as we've seen recently, that there's been kind of a push against centralization when it comes to centralized exchanges. So we're thinking of just different strategies that we could do.
Mhm. Now, is there like a maximum amount of a transaction somebody could do on there?
Yeah. So we have limits that we're going to be placing on it. That is going to be determined after we see what the average volume is like. We have been in talks with people who have already told us that they're going to be pledging around $20,000 to $50,000 a day, be using the escrow service. They've actually asked us to go live with it already prior to the launch of the token, but we're waiting, right? So there is going to be a limit, and what we see happening is we are looking to incorporate, if it if a transaction needs to be done past that limit, we're looking to incorporate a live support. So as I mentioned earlier, we onboarded this development company, and they are
Hmm.
going to be helping us by providing 24/7 support for the utilities.
All right, perfect. Um, Now you said it was $5, $5 for escrow transaction. Um, is there any discount for token holders?
I have to ask the dev of how he coded that, but when we planned it initially, we didn't want to make it so that there were too many, that it was too lopsided for the benefits of what people are holding. So yeah, well, when we do want to, while we do want to be able to incentivize and allow people to like gather tokens and give the benefit for holding, we want to make sure that it is also affordable for the people who are not holders. But I will have to clarify with the dev to see what the exact rates are. Yeah, from what I know, though, I'm not sure if there is an actual discount other than the lottery. Yeah, I think it's only the lottery that might have a discounted rate from $2 if you're not a holder to $1. But the escrow is, yeah, that flat $5 per transaction, and then I think it's 1% of whatever is transacted as well. And then what's the other one? Mm, swap is gonna have a small fee as well for every trade that's gonna go into it. And yeah, the actually, if I could go into the community hub a little bit too, for the community hub, while I mentioned that we will be running ads, it's also going to have a premium model. So the premium model is going to allow people to bypass the ads, which is something that we are also going to be able to incorporate for our holders. For that, you need to be an Aeterna holder. That's not just a that's not just open to everybody. They need to be an Aeterna holder to be able to participate in getting the premium features. But of course, with the community hub, we want to make sure it's open to all. So we're not locking anything behind a paywall other than those premium features of no ads and stuff. And then also, the since we want to make it easily accessible, we don't really want to charge for using the website, and there's no need for a wallet connect as well. So that is something that we are doing a little bit differently than other websites where they require a wallet connect for the logging onto the website. But that's something that we don't really feel very comfortable with, especially since it's just going to be a community forum.
Well, so without the wallet connect, how do you verify that somebody is still eligible for the premium features?
That is going to be we'll have. So when we will have a feature of Wallet Connect, but it's not going to be a requirement in order to participate in the website.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if they want to, yes, if they want to get on with the premium features, then they will
Yeah.
have to use
Yes.
the Wallet Connect to verify.
Yeah,
that
and
they are-
for example, if
okay.
they're following different projects and they want to be able to use the Wallet Connect to get all the projects that they're following and track it, so they can do that. But it's not a prerequisite for them to sign up and to participate in the community.
Okay. And is there a minimum requirement for the premium, or just hold one token?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be hold token. Like we really don't wanna make it. We don't really want to gatekeep and create a high barrier to entry.
Mm.
Yeah, with probably if you can just hold token, it'll just adds another holder for us, and yeah.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
also
it
don't know
makes
how
sense.
much token it's gonna be, like later on. So
Right.
it's
I
hard.
mean, you've got a pretty low supply, so the token, the token value can increase a lot. So if you say, hey, you need to hold, 100 tokens, and they wind up
That's so,
being $500 a piece.
yeah.
It's
That'd be too much.
yeah, it'd be like it better be one hell of a platform.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, we'll send dancers to your house. That's how we pay for.
A VR strip club. Um, so let's talk about the lottery for real quick, man. So it's $2 for non-holders and $1 per holder for tickets, and there's 3 draws daily. So every 8 hours, you're doing a lottery draw.
Yep.
How does it work? You just buy a ticket and what? Yeah, just tell me how it works.
Yeah. So you log in. So the utilities require a wallet connect. So you log in, connect the wallet, and then you purchase a ticket. And when you purchase the ticket, you can either choose the numbers you want, or you can have it randomly selected, and then yeah, just buy and wait until the next draw. And then if no one wins, it's gonna get carried over to the next round. And that
Okay.
alongside the 1% from buy and sell is gonna hopefully make that pretty hefty.
Yeah. And um, so what about how many like numbers are there? Like how high does it go? Like one through
Give me a
uh
second. I'm pretty sure. I think it's 60.
like a
I think it's 1 to 60, but
one
I
to
will
60?
check right now. Yeah, I
And if
have the
multiple people pick the winning number, it just gets split
yeah.
between all those people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if a winning number, if yeah, 1 to 65. So there's 65 different numbers. So if let's say 5 people get the same numbers, it will be split up amongst them. Yeah. And if no one wins, then that gets carried over.
Okay. And how much goes back into the and you know how much of the lottery pool gets taken and put back into the like rewards for the rest of the
To the
holders
macro LP,
or
yeah.
dividends?
So the macro LP, we do have. So yeah, as we're with every draw, there is it carries over, right? So a percentage of that, I think it's like 60% carries over to the next round, and then the rest gets split up, and then it goes to the macro LP, and then a percentage of that goes directly to chart buyback and dividends. I think it's 5%. I don't have those numbers on hand right now, but wait, give me a second. I do actually have it on hand. Wait, it's like 5%. So there's 5% that goes back into from every draw that goes back into it, and then that's 5% that goes back to buyback and dividends. So basically, how we have this set up is that in the macro LP, that is portioned off. So there's portion for development, there's portion for marketing for the different divisions. Because I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier, but we're working on getting this whole thing incorporated and registered. And then, so because we're doing that, we need to be able to make sure that we have the different divisions. So like accounting and all that, law, legal. And so this is why we have the macro LP portioned out to be able to sustain these different departments. And when these pools get filled up, we have the idea behind is that with it, like every quarter or something, that fund, that pool gets used as chart buyback and dividend dispersal to our holders. And then we also have a percentage that goes to our dividend fund for our influencers, for our supporters, for the people who are helping us market. And then we also have a percentage of that goes to the development team in South Africa to help us continue with development.
All right. Okay, so with this macro LP that do you plan on like maybe trying to what is that going to be? What is that going to be stored in? Is that just going to be stored in BNB, or you're going to try and stable some? You're going to have a treasury of sorts.
Yeah. Actually, so when the recording's over, we have a good crowd here. I could share some real alpha that's not even we haven't told anyone like about like the stuff that we have planned for later on. But yeah, so the funds from the macro LP is going to go back into our development, and we have a lot of different things that we're developing in the background. This community hub was actually something that we were developing for. Sorry, my cat's going ham right now. We were developing this for like the last 7 months, 8 months, and we didn't really tell anybody because you know how things work in the space. But we have some pretty interesting things being worked on in the background as well with regards to how we're going to be using the macro LP funds. And I would really love to discuss it with you, Papa, because I'd love to hear your thoughts. Because I feel that, if we can actually implement this idea, I think we could be generating a lot of money for our investors. And so, yeah, I'd love to talk to you about this also after.
Yeah, we can talk about this later, and definitely. So let me see. Let's touch on the pre-sale real quick, and I think if there's anything else that we've missed, we can hit that after. But explain to everybody about the pre-sale. When it starts, soft cap, hard cap, and yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, the pre-sale is going to be in Gempad, May 1st. It will be, I think, 5 days. The soft cap is 450 BNB. The hard cap is 1,500 BNB. We actually have it done that it is a manual race, so we have the opportunity to run further races if necessary. This was a suggestion that was given to us by the incubator that we have been in discussions with. So they have been helping us also spread the word in these different regions and communities, and they're going to be helping us promote the upcoming community hub. So yeah, I think I went into the different features that the hub's going to have. So yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy, and we just hope that it's going to bring a lot of benefit to the people in the space and allow people to find that safe space. How we like create Aeterna as this safe walled city, and where people come in, they can dip their toes into crypto, they can understand, they can learn, and then they're free to venture forth, but we want them to know that there's always a safe space for them to come back to.
Yep. And is there going to be minimum or maximum contribution?
Yeah. The minimum is 0.3 BNB and the maximum is 6 BNB.
That's 6 BNB. Write that down.
Yeah, it's not like these other projects that have no cap on the max. Can't do that.
Yeah. So, say if the hard cap does hit, how much of the supply is a maximum contribution going to get you?
So one BNB is 3,000 Aeterna. So times 6. So 3, 6,
Okay.
9, 12, 18. 18,000. Yeah, 18,000 BNB.
18,000 BNB. Let's go. All right.
Right? I think,
All
right?
right. You said 18,000 BNB.
Oh, sorry.
18,000. Let's go.
18,000
So 6 BNB is going to give me 18,000. I mean, it
Dude, that's
can.
a deal. That's a deal of a
It can.
lifetime, yo. It can. That's possible. Oh,
It
man,
can in the
that's
long run.
yeah.
From dividends.
It might actually happen. It might happen.
You never know.
Yeah. We'll make it happen. How many X's is that? That's not that many. That's like 300X, bro. That's not so much. 300X.
300X, man. That's way more than 300X.
No, 6 times 300. 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh, yeah, that's 3,000X. my math is off, bro.
Your math is way off today, sir. God.
Yeah, that's true. Way off.
Well, it is 4 o'clock in the morning for you, so.
Yeah. 18,000 Aeterna, yeah, for 6 BNB.
Yep. Okay. All right. Perfect. Yeah. So, is there anything that you think we might have missed?
Yeah, you guys are free to jump into our TG and our Discord as well. Or you can DM me if you have any questions. Yeah, I'm always happy to answer anything that you guys have. If you have any inquiries or any questions, we are making sure that we have everything sorted out. We got the CertiK audited, the contract audited by CertiK. We got our full core team KYC'd by Assure. We got all our utilities audited also by Cyberscope. So we have everything. We hope everything's ready for launch, and we just hope to see you guys there.
And they have an Astronaut Lounge partnership as well.
Yeah, of course. And we do have an Astronaut Lounge partnership as well. Yeah, thank you for that, Poppa. My man.
Of course, man. I know personally, obviously pretty much knew all the answers to these questions before I asked them, but
True story.
But I still gotta ask them for everybody else. But I know how hard you've been working, how long you guys have been working on this, and and how hard you're going to continue to work on it, even after launch. So
just the beginning.
Definitely a safe partnership that I can support, and you will always have my continued support.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you.
So yeah, does anybody have any questions? Any of the listeners have any questions?
I have a question.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Okay, doing good. I want to know, like, when building such a complex project, what are the major challenges you encounter? Because I really learned about what you were saying, and I really followed through and I really enjoyed it. So I want to know what are the biggest challenges you encounter bringing up something beautiful like this?
Are you asking the greatest challenges we encountered in V1?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the greatest challenge was Luna crash. I think that's what it was, because that wrecked the whole market. We also made some amendments to the contract, which included a removal of the rebase tokenomics, which we felt hindered the growth of the project. And yeah, I mean, I think those are the real two factors that came into play. Our community's strong, people believe in our vision, and yeah, we'd like to actually fulfill it this time, barring any black swan events.
Okay, okay, that's cool. And I also want to know, like, do you have a tutorial center like on YouTube in which new users can go over there and learn more about a project? Because it's gonna be helpful for new users to know more about the project.
Yeah, brother, you can actually check on YouTube and type Aeterna, and I'm pretty sure you'll find some videos there about our project.
Awesome, that's great.
Thank you.
Nice work. Keep on the good.
Thank you for the questions, fam.
Anybody else have any questions? I don't know where everybody is today, man.
Cool. It's all good, fam. No worries, man.
Yeah, it's been.
They're gonna hear about it soon enough. So
Yeah, that's for
one.
sure.
The chosen ones.
That's
And these
for
guys are gonna be able to see some alpha. So yeah, it's better. It's better this way.
Yo, they're gonna keep hearing about it, especially you know, especially with me involved, anyways.
Thank you. Yeah, dude, we're gonna make some noise for sure. And yeah, the community hubs should be going live within a month of launch. So yeah, within a month we're going to be advertising all over the internet. We're going to be hitting YouTube ads, Facebook, and everything. So it's going to be everywhere.
100%. 100%. All right, man. Why don't you give everybody one last quick call to action? Why they should invest? Why they should grab some up in this pre-sale and get in early on Aeterna.
Oh yeah, okay. Thank you, first of all, Poppa, for hosting our AMA. Yeah, guys, my call to action is just come join us. Check out the TG and our communities. See if it's something that you resonate with, and if it's something that you feel just guided towards. We are here to provide a safe space. If that's something that you feel that is needed, something that you feel that you could actually benefit from by helping bring other people in as well, friends and families, your friends and family members, and so these things that we're building, they're actually for the people who are coming in, the people who aren't even in crypto yet right now, and that's why we're building it now, so we will have it ready for when the influx of people come in. So yeah, just check out the pre-sale. It's coming up May 1st on Gempad. Hope you see you guys there. That's pretty much it.
All right. Yes, everybody, please hit all the socials. We've got all the links. Hit their, hit up the TG, Discord, Twitter, all of it, YouTube, and make sure you follow along because I think I see this one going far.
Let's
Really,
hope, yeah.
proud to be a part of it. So
Thanks, brother. We're super proud to have you with us, fam. That's how I know it's gonna go well. We got Poppa in the squad. Yeah, we're good.
All right. Well, with that said, guys, everybody, thank you again for coming to another awesome AMA at Astronaut Lounge. I'm Poppa Stonks, and this has been Aeterna. Everybody, check out their socials, hit the TG, ask any questions you feel, and here in chat, Acer's always here. I don't know how he gets anything done, but he He is
That's right.
always here in chat, or or you can find him in the Eterna main. So go hit him up, tell him I sent you, flick him off, do something. All right.
Wait.
With that said, I'm gonna end the recording and